What's good, YouTube? This is going to be my review for The Little Mermaid. A couple things to point out for this review. First, this is going to be me reviewing this based on not having seen the original since I was a kid, and surprisingly, I could remember so many almost shot-for-shot scenes in this. Also, I'm reviewing this not caring who was cast as Ariel. I mean, I don't care about any of that or whatnot. I probably would have felt, more different if they casted a dude and still called it The Little Mermaid. Even though I'm sure there's a movie for that, see The 13th Year, back when Disney movies were the best in my opinion. But I think Hailey Bailey did an excellent job at portraying Ariel. I honestly thought when it came to her singing, mannerisms, everything felt very much like the Ariel from the original, from what I remember, of course. When it came to how she acted underwater and able to speak versus on the surface with no voice was spot on from how I remember things being in the animation. So overall, I think when it comes to her portrayal of Ariel, I would say she crushed it. Prince Eric is a very likable guy in here, a very rootable character. Not sure if he was that way in the original or anything, but this guy, I mean, he did such a good job. The chemistry they both have when together also really feels genuine and just so similar from parts I remember as a kid, like the finger on his lips trying to guess her name. I mean, just honestly, just adorable stuff right there. And Max, I couldn't believe I forgot about his dog Max up until he popped up on screen. I mean, that was such a joy to me. Melissa McCarthy as Ursula was just about as perfect a fit as it could be. She did great with the role and really felt like the embodiment of a live action Ursula. I mean, she was born for that role almost. Also, her two eels, seeing them was so nostalgic, and remembering just how creepy they were when I was young, just how they slithered through the ocean all the time. And when it comes to her three friends, Sebastian, Flounder, and Scuttle, I personally thought that Flounder had the, he sounded the best, like, voice-wise to me. Of course, like I said, I don't remember the voices as well. But I gotta say, just Flounder sounded just the best. And then Sebastian's, his voice actually grew on me over time. I really just kind of enjoyed it by the end of it. But the Aquafina as Scuttle, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just she's been in so many things now, so like I'm used to hearing her voice a lot and it just stands out more so. Kind of like when Seth Rogen did Donkey Kong. He did okay as Donkey Kong in my opinion, but it seemed like so noticeable that I could just tell it was Seth Rogen all the time. So feels like Aquafina's kind of become that in the same way, but other than that, I think, that she did still fine when it comes to how she communicated with Ariel and everything. As for the movie as a whole, I have to say, of course, being so far removed from seeing the original, I can't help but feel like a lot of it was almost close to scene for scene, some shot for shots. And I know this has a longer runtime, so there are some stuff that isn't in the original that was in here. I'd be curious to, go through and see what those were that was added and everything. I am also glad, though, they didn't try to change the story in any major ways because, I mean, it is a good story. Even though I may not be what you consider the target audience, I will say that those that are younger and those that are fans of the story in general should have no problem enjoying this and being one of the better live adaptations we have gotten to me. As far as ranking this on my list of movies this year, while I could see many having it as a 1. For me, it was a 2, but that's not a judgment on the movie itself, more so just how I enjoyed the movie. And because, knowing the original and how much I remembered of it and whatnot, there was nothing that kind of surprised me or stood out in a way. I really enjoyed Hailey's performance, especially her singing. I mean, the voice and the singing, very, very nostalgic of, like, what Ariel sounded like to me. I mean, it was remarkable how well it was. But the movie in general just didn't stand out in the way that the ones on my tier 1 list did, but I wouldn't argue with anyone who put it in theirs because it is a very good adaptation. Have you seen The Little Mermaid yet, though? If so, let me know down below what you thought of it and how you think it compares to the original. What was your favorite part? And if you liked my review, please hit the thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you want to see more of my videos, just subscribe and I'll catch you in those. Until then, take it easy.